The rain fell hard. Thunder split the sky. A golden bull pawed the earth, steam rising from its flanks. And she didn't know it was him, Zeus, king of gods, master of storms. Yet here he was, hiding in plain sight, a creature of flesh and horns, luring a mortal girl into the dark. He had done it before, 5 times at least, and each time the consequences were unimaginable. Lovers lost, families shattered, lives twisted into stories whispered in fear. How could a god all-powerful feel the need to disguise himself, to deceive? By the end of this story, you'll see the truth. Zeus was not just a god of sky and thunder. He was a god of secrets, of obsession, of lies, and the price of his games was human suffering.
Unveil the legends.
He ruled Olympus with an iron fist wrapped in velvet. Gods obeyed, mortals feared, and yet Zeus was never satisfied. His power was immense, absolute, yet it never filled the hollow ache that whispered in the back of his mind. It wasn't dominance he craved. It was control, desire, the intoxicating thrill of bending reality itself, of rewriting destinies with a glance or a whisper. Take Europa. Young, wide-eyed, innocent, she wandered along the sun-drenched shore, picking flowers, laughing at the gulls, unaware that the sky itself had eyes on her. Zeus saw not a girl, but a game, not flesh, but a prize to be claimed, or Leda, a queen regal, proud, beautiful. Zeus didn't see her intellect, her heart, or her spirit. He saw potential to manipulate, to ensnare, to bend her life into the shape of his whim. Every myth, every tale of transformation begins the same way. A mortal unsuspecting, a god unstoppable. The stage is set, the clock is ticking. Nothing survives the whims or the wrath of Zeus. Europa and the bull. She wandered along the coast, flowers in hand. Then the bull appeared. White as lightning, gentle as a whisper, she climbed onto its back. At first, she laughed. Then she screamed. The bull ran, faster than the wind, across the waves to Crete, to captivity. Zeus laughed behind the storm, her fate sealed by charm and deception. Leda and the Swan. The Swan glided across the pond, soft feathers, cold eyes. Leda reached out. And then it was him, Zeus, the god of thunder, draped in beauty, masking lust with elegance. That night, a queen bore children destined for legend, some heroes, some monsters, all born of a lie. Danae and the shower of gold, locked in a tower by her father. Danae had no escape, and then it rained gold. At first, she thought it a miracle. But gold, heavy and hot, wasn't treasure, it was Zeus, slipping through stone walls, slipping through fate itself. Perseus was born, and with him, destiny sharpened its blade. Alcmene and the man next door, he came as her husband. Familiar, safe, only he wasn't safe. Zeus borrowed a night, a form, a touch, and left behind Hercules. Strength, forged from deceit. A hero shaped by a god's. Lies, Semele and the flame Semele wanted. Truth, Zeus gave her fire. Lightning, wrapped around her like a lover. She saw him, the real him, burning with divine form. Her mortal body couldn't survive the vision. She perished in the flames. Yet from her death came Dionysus, born from divine intervention and divine recklessness. Each transformation wasn't random. Each disguise carried a pattern: desire, risk, domination. Zeus didn't just take forms. He rewrote reality for mortals. What if the myths weren't exaggerations? What if they weren't just stories told to entertain or explain the unexplainable? What if they were warnings, cautionary tales, carved in shadow and blood. We remember Zeus as king, as protector of order, the god who wielded lightning like a sword, who commanded the skies and thunder. But the pattern, if we look closely, tells another story entirely. He was a predator, not in some distant, symbolic way, not as a metaphor, but in the lives of every mortal he touched. Every choice they thought was theirs was, in truth, orchestrated by him. Europa, Leda, Danae, Semele, each life rerouted, each innocence stolen. Mortals believed they were agents of their own destinies. They weren't. They were actors on a stage, and Zeus the cruel playwright. And the transformations? They weren't simple disguises. They were psychological weapons, a swan to lure trust, a shower of gold to penetrate walls of isolation, a bull to inspire awe and paralyze with wonder. Every form stripped, autonomy, twisted reality, fractured identity, the darkest thought. Perhaps Olympus itself sanctioned it. Perhaps the gods looked on, not with horror, but with morbid amusement. Maybe they feared him. Maybe they envied him. Or maybe they too delighted in the chaos of mortal suffering. The myths we romanticize, the ones we teach and retell, they hide monsters. Monsters with crowns, monsters with thunder, monsters who spun birth, love, and heroism into threads of deception, obsession, and cruelty. Yet, irony bites deepest in mythology. Zeus, the god who masked himself to deceive, who shifted shapes like smoke through fingers, is remembered not as a manipulator, but as a king. Statues rise on marble pedestals, frozen in glory. Songs are sung of his might, of his thunderbolts that split mountains, of storms he conjured at will. Temples reach toward the sky, honoring the very deity who toyed with mortal lives for pleasure or whim. Worshipped, feared, honored. The mortals, many perished quietly, swallowed by the consequences of a god's whims. Some survived, scarred and haunted. Some became legends, their names sung in myth, but always shadowed by the god who had rewritten their fates. The very tricks meant to control mortality. Disguise, charm, deception became immortalized. The lies, the obsession, the transformations, they outlived their victims, living forever in story, echoing through time. Power, desire, hubris, they are eternal, wrapped in myths, whispered in the dark corners of human memory, teaching that even the strongest cannot escape the hand of deception. Zeus taught a lesson few admit. Appearances deceive, power hides behind masks, and the god who bends forms bends fate itself. What would you do if a god visited you, disguised as something familiar? But the story doesn't end here. If Zeus, the king, could reshape the mortal world with mere deception, imagine what his brothers did. Poseidon, the god of oceans and secrets, his methods were darker, wetter, deadlier. Next time we'll dive beneath the waves and into the mind of a god who drowned cities for sport.